Welcome back, everybody. We transition, as Jeff said before we left, our focus is going to be on lacrosse now, starting with one of the biggest boys lacrosse rivalries on the Eastern Shore.
Decatur, they've lost their last 4 games across 4 years against the rivals they share a city with, looking to change that against Worcester Prep in the Battle of Berlin. Decatur, they'd be up 1-0, but here comes the Mallards. Alex Dembeck wide open on the crease for the equalizer. And then on the backside, Owen Tunis bounces home the goal for a 2-1 lead. Decatur tying it all back up in the second. I'm not sure how he gets that bounce shot to go. The freshman, Austin Airy, his first varsity goal. And before halftime, Chase Porter finds the side netting, so the Seahawks up 3-2 at the break.
All right, so second half, it's Airy again in his first varsity game. We mentioned that. Gives Decatur the 2-goal advantage, but here comes Prep. Graham McLaughlin makes it 5-4, but Decatur keeper Tony Scafone, huge saves down low down the stretch. One of 11 saves on the night, and that's going to seal the win. Seahawks, they get their first win over Prep in 4 years, 5-4 the final.
The seniors have been telling us about how they lost 4 years in a row and they wanted to really catch this dub today. So it was really cool of getting this under our belts because I'm a freshman, so we got 4 more years of this, so pretty cool.
What was right? Our defense. I mean, this was a defensive struggle. I mean, to come against a team and what was it, 4-5 win, that's a big deal.
All right, so Coach Hoffey catching dubs with the young guys there. Stephen Decatur snapping their 4-year losing streak. It was a big day for them.
Decatur, not only have they had issues against Worcester Prep, but they did it with a starting unit that features mostly underclassmen, freshmen and sophomores. So to have success like this with an early group, it just goes to show how far that they can go in the 3As and the Bayside.
And Worcester Prep, always dominant, of course, in the state of Maryland. They did lose a top 60 player. Tucker Brown went to Furman, which is a Division I program. So not to say that's the reason for the down year, but when you lose a top 60 player in the state, you're certainly going to have some trouble producing goals. So that being said, great win for Decatur and a lot more lacrosse coming as well. And for that, let's send it back over to Drew.
Thanks, guys. Certainly glad to see the spring sports coming back, and let's continue to move along with some lacrosse right up the road. Parkside and Easton squaring off here in Salisbury, and this one was a good one right out of the gate. Rams get off to an early start behind Leah Volov. She cuts on a dime and lasers in a goal. Rams lead 3, but Easton able to draw even, courtesy of Macy Schmidt, through 3 defenders to get her name in the scorebook, but the Rams up 5-2 at the half. But Easton comes out firing in the second. They make a big-time comeback in the second. Anna Roser battling through some traffic to even us. We're up at 7. Game eventually tied at 8, though. Off the free position shot, Vilov connects low left. She gets Parkside back in front. Easton one last chance with 5 seconds to go off the free position, but they can't connect on the shot. And Parkside holds on to win it a nail-biter, 9-8.
I was like, I got to do this. This is it. And I knew it was my chance. I just focused on putting the ball in the back of the net. I think when my teammates clear out and give me that lane to drive, it really helps. And the fact that we're always moving, always helping where we're supposed to be going, and just knowing where to drive.
Let's flip back to the boys with Cambridge hosting the Salisbury School in a Bayside EZAC crossover. Vikings pillaging the Dragons early. Bryce Bromwell taking it himself and fires from the hip past the keeper for the goal. A few minutes later, it's Bromwell again on the defensive end. Off the steal, finding Josh Blades in front of the net, and he'll put it right in there. He had 4 goals in this one. Vikes opening up on an 11-0 run until Ian Dingwall finds Patrick Conway, and he nets the Dragons' first goal of the afternoon. CSD up 12-1 at the break. Second half, much of the same script. DeJohn Jackson gets it on the run, and he'll toss this one top shelf for the 5th goal of the game as the Vikings take down the Dragons 16-4. And we'll flip over to the first state with Cape, the boys lacrosse team taking the short trip to open Henlopen and play against Sussex Tech. The Vikings wasting literally no time on this one. Greg Boyce puts them up 6-0 through the first quarter, midway, later time running down in the first. Luke D'Ambrosi, the one-man band doing it all himself. Vikings leading 8-0 after the first quarter. In the second, the road team still putting up a statement. James Hyde to Henry D'Ambrosi, and the freshman puts it away. 17-0 at the halftime Vikings lead. And now their defense getting involved as well. Matt Prestipino forcing the turnover. 6 players with at least 2 goals in this game. 13 different players from Cape register a goal as they preserve the shutout, and they'll sink their rival Sussex Tech, winning 22-0. Guys, we'll send it back over to you for some more scores.
So it's always cool to see lacrosse, right? That
Yeah.
means it's spring, as you were mentioning at the top of the show. Any big takeaways from the games that Drew just went through there?
The last one, Sussex Tech, a tough showing. As we mentioned, Worcester Prep, they lost Tucker Brown. Sussex Tech, they lose Nathan Quillen. He was a 100-goal scorer, 100-assist disher, per se. He graduates and moves on, and now they don't put up any goals in a game against Cape Henlopen. So it might be a tough season for them. And then back to Worcester Prep. Close loss to a Bayside team, but still the clear favorite in the EZAC.
Yeah, and you need those losses early in the season, of course. That is for Prep to help build your confidence and whatnot, and really improve what you need to do for the rest of the season. But we saw it. Parkside girls, they mean business this season. They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Now, CSD, let's talk about their defense a little bit, led by the senior Ethan Carmine. That defense is for real this year coming out of the Class 1A. They're going to be a contender. And then we also have that Cape Henlopen team. Circle this on your schedule. Wesley College, April 12th, Sally's against, that Cape team. That's going to be a big, big game. Actually, it doesn't face off till about 8 o'clock at night.
I think Louisiana was, what is it, 3 of the last 4, 7 of the last 8 state titles, 3 in a row, something like that. But they are dominant.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to take a break and talk about something other than sports for a little bit, huh? When we return, not sports, no, not lacrosse, not baseball, as Jeff Harris said at the beginning. The President of the United States honors a local man who paid the ultimate sacrifice for his country. It's a great story, and we'll have it when we return.
Hi, I'm Leah Vilov. I play Parkside Girls Lacrosse, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.